Alright, bros, welcome again to another week. The new Millenium podcast is on the air. Thank you for hitting the play button. We have another huge one this week. The Aman Nation's coming through this week, guys. I sat down with them, Johnny Polo, King Kong, Yosi, and of course Big Ten Money, talking about the old days, talking about like just all the crazy stories of the Aman Nation, how they came about, and just how they got established. So I think that this is going to be another one that gets hit out of the park. The shows just keep getting bigger and bigger. The response to the Sally podcast was actually bigger than expected. I was very surprised to see the feedback. So that's been the most feedback I've gotten from a show to this date. So they really enjoyed Sally. Looking forward to having her another time. Hopefully she can tell some more stories the way she was telling them. She's got some great stuff. But this week, I promise, the Amen Nation is definitely going to be something that you're going to be talking about. Also, something that I found funny this week, I was listening to a podcast from Brian Last, and it was so funny because, he does he's a co-host for Jim Cornette's podcast, and he also has his own podcast, but they were talking about this lady who was, they were looking for Jim Cornette. Somebody, I don't know who the guy was, but he was looking for Jim Cornette. And, he tried to call Jim Cornette, and by mistake, he called this lady, and she told him that Jim doesn't stay there. And, she started cursing him. She started cursing him out and all this stuff, and he just asked for Jim. And so, the guy, I guess being the type of guy he is, he saved the phone number of the lady, and this became a thing. He kept on just, calling that place asking for Jim because I guess, the first time that he called her, she was so hysterical that it made him laugh so much that it just became a thing. And so there's these several recordings of this lady just completely going off on this guy. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's just so funny and hysterical the way this lady is going off on him that I'm going to play a part of that show as the intro to this show right before we get into the Amen Nation podcast because it's so super hilarious, bros. You got to hear this. I was listening to it and I'm like, I have to put this on my show. These guys, they have to hear this. This is stupid. It's so funny. And the funny thing about it is that this I guess went on for like 4 years, and what ended up happening eventually was Jim himself actually called, and Jim Cornette called the lady after like 4 years of all this, and he says, "Hi, I'm Jim. Did I get any phone calls?" And she gives him the business. It's just so funny, but you have to hear these calls. They're calling this lady. I'm going to play it right here. It's about 15 minutes, like I said. There's even one part in here where the Iron Sheik is told to call this lady because they tell him, as a rib, that he's doing a promo for such and such city, and he's like high as hell. You could tell, and he's kind of drunk over the phone. You have to really listen to it. But yeah, so she goes off on him too. She's going off on the Sheik. So yeah, I'm gonna play that right now. Right after that, you're gonna hear my interview with the A-Man Nation. So check it out.
Hello.
Is Jim there?
Look, stupid, there's no Jim at this number. Now, what number are you dialing, stupid?
Listen, you stupid moonshining bitch.
You're a whoremaster, you motherfucker, you.
Where's Jim?
Why don't you take your pick off? Jim's in the bedroom. You know he died this morning, fucker.
Yeah,
Hey, can you put Jim on the phone?
there is no Jim here. This is the Spencer's resident, and I want you to stop calling me or my husband's going to murder you. You understand me, stupid?
I'm just trying to find Jim.
Well, you call the phone company and ask them where your homosexual Jim is. All right?
But is this 58797?
Yes, by God, it is, and it's a private number, and I want you, fucker, you to leave my number alone or my husband's going to murder you. You understand me?
But ma'am, see, I know this kid Jim...
Son of a bitch! Yeah.
Hello, my name is Rich Kotite. Is Jim in?
No, he died. Poor old thing.
Okay, can I speak to Rich or Jim? Hello? Are you still there, miss? Miss? Oh.
Now look, this Jim is the harassment man.
The harassment man?
Yeah. He
So-
calls from Woodbury, New Jersey, Honduras, New Jersey, and Canada.
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 That's interesting.
And he talks all kind of foul language.
He says foul things over the radio?
Over my telephone.
Oh, that's right, ma'am. I was thinking of some other incident we were involved in last week. How can we help you out on this matter?
I didn't call you.
Well, how can we help you out? We're extending our hand.
Well, I was told by the phone company I had to file a police report before they could put a tracer on it. I've got the ID box. Nothing helps.
Well, what we did was we put the tracer on, and we found out the number of the gentleman.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Is this the Morristown Police Department?
No. The phone number comes from Deptford, New Jersey, a town right next to Woodbury.
Oh.
It's a 609 area code number.
Mm-hmm. That's what's been registered on my ID.
Right. So you have that national caller ID?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, well, please keep that, ma'am, in case they do start to move up and down the East Coast. You said they've also called from Canada?
Yeah.
Boy, these are...
Woodbury, New Jersey, Honduras, New Jersey. And he uses the foulest language. One time he is Jim asking for Jason Frank, and I forgot the other name he asked for. And the one time I talked to him, I gave him, my name is Mrs. Spencer. He called long distance on the answering machine, and the operator was putting him through. I had the answering machine on. Pick up the receiver, Mrs. Spencer. Pick up the receiver.
Well, this is all semantics. Could you describe the type of language they have used? It's okay, ma'am. You can go ahead.
It is not permissible for a woman to use the language that he used.
Are you saying you have not cussed back at this gentleman?
No,
You have not used foul language?
no.
Okay. Ma'am, we happen to have the tapes over the tracer line, and you use pretty foul language toward these gentlemen.
Well, it must have been my cousin. It sure wasn't me. So goodbye. You're a turkey, too. Yeah.
Hey, is Jim around?
Drop dead, you old son of a bitch.
Don't talk to me like that, wench. Hello, is Jim in?
Go get fucked, old son of a bitch. I hope you die in 2 minutes, you motherfucker.
Ma'am, what's wrong?
Hello.
Good afternoon. Is Jim there?
Hey, stupid. You know that you're not calling a number to get your homosexual Jim.
Miss, I was told that Jim still lived at this number, and it was in the phone book, so is there...
It is not in the phone book. You're a liar and a bastard. One time you're FBI agent, one time you're a sheriff, one time you're Jim wanting somebody else. Wake up, you stupid jackass, and if you ever call me again, I'm going to sue you for $100 million. You understand me?
Ma'am, I don't have that kind of money. I just want to reach my friend Jim.
Well, go fuck your Jim and dig him up. He don't live at this number. Never did and never has. And this was an unlisted number, and how your fuck ass got it, I would like to know.
Well, ma'am, we have the number on a list of telephone numbers. I can show it to you. I mean, we swear that he still lives here.
No, he don't.
Are you sure there's not a Jim still living there?
No, there's not a fucking Jim. I guess I know what my husband's name. His name is Gary Spencer.
What?
And you hear his voice on the answering machine, you fuck son of a bitch, you. I hope you die in the next 30 minutes, you motherfucking bastard, you.
Ma'am, I don't know why you have to speak like this to me. I'm just trying to talk to my friend Jim. I've been trying to reach him.
Well, go get your fucking Jim and leave me alone. He is not at this number, you motherfucking son of a bitch.
Ma'am, this is really out of hand.
Yeah.
Hey, can I speak to Jim today?
Hey, homosexual, why in the hell don't you drop dead, you son of a bitch?
Can you just put the guy on the phone, please?
Yeah, is Jim there?
I never heard of a stupid Jim.
What's your problem?
What is yours? Don't dial my number, you fucker, you.
Hey, watch your mouth, you old bag.
Hi.
Yes, good day. Would you like to play our trivia quiz?
Drop dead, you motherfucker!
Ma'am, we have 3 questions to ask you.
Hi. Hello?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello?
Hello, this is Lieutenant Rastus Dupree from the
What?
Philadelphia. This is Lieutenant Rastus Dupree from the Philadelphia Police Department.
I don't know what you're talking about. I
No,
can't
wait,
hear you.
we busted a
I
bunch
can't
of kids.
hear you!
We busted a bunch of kids making crank calls to your number. We audited our phones. We were wondering if you'd like to cooperate with us.
I can't hear you, so goodbye.
Wait, where's Jim?
Yeah!
Hey, did you clear the wax out of your ears?
Who are you and what do you want?
I want Jim, but you never put him on.
What?
I want Jim, but you never put him on.
I don't have any Jeffer, and I don't have no friggin' Jim. So you
Wax in
get
your
fucked.
ears?
You go get fucked, mister.
Can you cook spaghetti?
Where's
I can't cook nothing.
Where's Mr. Spencer?
Go get fucked.
Can you cook some spaghetti and meatballs?
I want to talk to Mr. Spencer or Jim.
Hello?
Hello.
Who are you? Who are you? Hey, dummy. Can't you talk? Let your ass talk if your mouth can't. Hi.
Hello, could you please either put Jim on the phone or change your number?
You son of a bitch, you. I'm not changing my number, and there is no fucking Jim here.
You've stolen
You better leave me alone, you motherfucker!
Oh, my Lord. Boy, you're a mental case. Let me ask you a question. You stole Jim's number.
Hi.
Hello, my name is Ken Burns from the Old Ladies Hairy Upper Lip Foundation. Your name was privately, confidentially given by a family member, and we were helping your upper lip problem, your hairy upper lip problem. Can we help you with that today?
No, you can't help me with nothing, you bastard, you.
Ma'am, is Jim around?
Who in the fuck is Jim? Why don't you fuck off, you son of a bitch, you. I hope you die in the next 30 minutes, you're a motherfucker. Hi.
Good day to you. Is Jim available?
Go to hell, you motherfucking son of a bitch. If you call me again, I'm gonna come over there and shoot you. Do you understand me, you motherfucker?
But-
Get my fuckhead!
But see, it's his birthday. We need to get in touch with him to wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Is Jim there?
Go to hell, you son of a bitch, you. I'm gonna put a hex on you and you'll die, you motherfucker!
Come on, is Jim there?
But no, we play People's Court.
Hi.
Hi, can I speak with Mrs. Spencer?
Who's that? You old whore, you drop dead. Yeah.
What have you done with Jim?
Why don't you go get fucked, you son of a bitch, you. I'm gonna murder you if it's the last thing I ever do, you motherfucking bastard!
Did you kill Jim?
Hi.
Hello, you old bag. How's it been?
You go to hell, you son of a bitch, and drop dead right now, you
Wait.
motherfucker!
Where's Jim? Where's Jim? Bitch.
Hi.
This is Aaron Sheik, World Wrestling Federation champion.
What?
I just want to say hello to all my wrestling fans.
Drop dead, damn you! Go to hell! Go to hell! Go to hell! Go to hell!
God bless you, all of you guys. I hope I see you soon all over the country again one more time.
Hello?
Yes, this is Jake's laundromat. Could Jim please come pick up his laundry?
Why don't you go to hell, you motherfucker, you. Listen here, you son of a bitch. You better leave my phone number alone, you understand? And you had a woman calling me earlier.
Ma'am, you're just hiding Jim from us. We want to talk to him.
You're a fucking son of a bitch. I don't have a fucking Jim.
Ma'am, are you sure? Because we talked to him.
I am damn sure.
Ma'am,
listen here, son of a bitch.
You didn't change your voice, did you?
Listen here, son of a bitch.
No sex change?
Listen here, son of a bitch.
What?
You were calling me on my 581 number.
I don't...
And you were saying it was your son that was harassing me. Wait, and I'll put my son on. You're either a homosexual or a crazy person.
Well, I'm definitely not a fag. I'm definitely not a homosexual.
You are a crazy person once.
But I'm not a homo. Please, don't call me that.
Well, you're a crazy person then.
Aren't homos terrible?
What?
Aren't homos terrible?
Yeah, they are. God didn't make a man for a man, and he didn't make a woman for a woman.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right?
No.
No, you're supposed to say yes.
What?
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, right?
Right.
Exactly. No, see, there's this guy,
Look,
Jim.
I don't have a Jim.
You're not hiding him from us, are you?
What would I want with a son of a bitch and Jim?
Well, we thought you wanted them all for yourself. You're a really nice...
I am 72 years old. I work at the hospital yet. I'm
Yes.
an RN.
Yes.
I pull 12-hour shifts, and I don't need no aggravation.
Well, then you should just give us Jim.
I don't have a Jim.
Present him to us.
Yeah, I got the little son of a bitch in my pocket.
Really?
Yeah, the little fucker.
Bring him out, please.
Well,
Jimmy.
here he is. Take him.
Jimmy Johnson in your pocket.
What?
I said there's a Jimmy Johnson in your pocket?
Yeah.
All right. You're a really nice lady, but we just want to talk to Jim.
I don't have a Jim, and I can't make you understand that. You gotta be crazy, or you wouldn't have been harassing me for 4 years.
4 years?
You've been calling me for 4 years. 2 years on the 5818218 number.
Impossible!
As soon as I had my number unlisted and unpublished, how in the motherfuck did you get it?
Impossible! I haven't even been around for 4 years.
You have, too.
No, I haven't.
I've got your voice recorded on a separate tape. You think I don't know your damn voice as long as you've been calling me?
Do I have a good voice?
What?
Do I have a good voice? Does it reproduce well on tape?
It's too bad that you couldn't be a nice person.
I'm a
You're
nice
not.
I'm a nice person. We just need to talk to Jim.
Well, why don't you call the police and have them to locate your little fucking Jim?
He's not a little fucking Jim. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I bet he is.
Do you have a problem with midgets?
What?
Do you have a problem with midgets?
I've never seen but 2 in my life.
Really? Were they good looking?
One was worked at Sears Roebuck in Wyandotte, Michigan.
You didn't fall in love with a midget, did you?
Hell no.
I'll have to put you on Geraldo.
Hell no.
Well, that's good. I'm proud of you.
So we're here in like this, office space. I'm sitting here with the original Aman Nation members, Josie, King Kong, Johnny Polo, and of course Big Ten Money. Wow. I mean, what's going on with you guys?
We just cool.
Just happy to be here.
Chilling.
So, basically, I mean, what I want to know is like, starting things out, it's just interesting that, you guys kind of, banded together. I mean, you guys are, pretty much like, the Mount Rushmore of XTV East Coast, wouldn't you say?
Everybody except for JP. Starting already.
Bucking them shots. So I mean, how did the thing, how did things start for you guys? Well, I mean, we used to always be on the street corners, you know what I'm saying, and like that's just what we did, the thing back in size, what they used to call it, in the beginning was, just posted up on the streets, just niggas out on the street corner.
Exactly, mad niggas died, you know what I'm saying? It'd be me, King Kong, you know what I'm saying? Be little Yoza was just a little baby died, you know what I'm saying? Michelle, you know what I'm saying? All the stuff you heard about.
What type of things would be going on the streets?
Just regular everyday shit.
Exactly, just I don't know, man. You just likely to see niggas get shot in drive-bys. You know how it was real hard in the '80s. When in Tampa, Robles Park and shit like that was way worse than what it is now.
I was just a little girl though. I don't really remember those days that much. Yeah, she was so young, dog. She was probably what, 3 years old? Even though she was 3 years old for years and years, dog. Shut up, A-Mans. I still call him A-Mans.
But so you guys kind of like develop that like type of camaraderie, when you're when you're out on those streets. Exactly. I mean, we all was kids. We always like 8, 9 years old. Like we said, baby was, just getting our first looks at the world. And that's what she had to see. Unfortunately, it's amazing that she came out the way she came out. You know what I mean? I went through my bad stages though. I think it comes from being around those streets and stuff. It was like real bad. It was real rough. So like, and so like, is that pretty much the role that you guys like played inside? Was that day-to-day life just forever? I mean, how did that develop?
Over the years, you know what I'm saying, things changed once I got involved in wrestling, you know what I'm saying. Then niggas started looking at things like, damn, you know what I'm saying, this nigga, he doing big things, you know what I'm saying, like, we ain't always got to be on these streets and shit, you know what I'm saying, there's more to life, you know what I mean. And once I started doing that shit, you know what I mean, I wanted to, you know what I'm saying, spread that type of love, you know what I'm saying, to my niggas, first and foremost, dog. So that's what I did. I brought that shit back home, you know what I'm saying. They see me on TV, you know what I'm saying. I wasn't no big star or nothing, you know what I'm saying. But they see me get to New York. They was like, damn, that nigga got to New York, you know what I'm saying. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's what they call WWF, you know what I'm saying. Everybody, that was the talk back then. Oh, damn, you know what I'm saying. Money went to New York, you know what I'm saying. They didn't call me Money back then. They said, damn, Amen went to New York and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, dog. They thought I was unique. They thought I had a unique talent. You know what I'm saying? For such a young jit. How old were you once you started that? Honestly, dog, I tell niggas, dog, I was 9 years old, dog, but I was probably about 16. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I was still a little young man, but I was about 16. You know what I mean? But it's just that I started out, in the game when I was 9 years old. You know what I mean? Like I started doing this shit when I was 9. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Father died, tragic story. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit. But yeah, that's how that shit pretty much came together, dog. Once I, you know what I'm saying, started doing the job and shit, you know what I'm saying, for WWF. Then once I came back, you know what I'm saying, we kind of started our own thing and shit, you know what I'm saying, and we kind of built it from there. You know what I mean? Years later, you know what I'm saying, ABW, you know what I'm saying, he came into the picture, you know what I'm saying, and he wanted to like put us all together, you know what I'm saying, and make it like something, you know what I'm saying, like a thing, you know what I'm saying, like, cause he caught the concept of what WWF was at the time, you know what I'm saying, it was called WWF, so he caught the concept of what that was, you know what I mean, and he kind of, you know what I'm saying, made his own thing. He took some of their stars, you know what I'm saying, some of his favorites, Macho Man, you know what I'm saying, Hulk Hogan. Even though you didn't see Hulk Hogan that much, you know what I'm saying, because he was so big, you know what I'm saying. Jit knew the concept, you know what I'm saying. He was like, nah, we won't got Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying. He too big. But he might pop in there now and again, you know what I'm saying. I used to like Hillbilly Jims. He was so cool. Remember those all those men's we had got? Cause you know, like what I do remember is like my first memories of wrestling is like Hillbilly Jims and Roddy Pipers, and that man with the green tongue. Ooh, he used to scare me. George Steele, yes, ooh, George Steele, George the Animal Steele. And where were you, Johnny? Like, I mean, were you around during those times? Nah, Johnny was a late bloomer, real late in the game. Like, you know, what I mean, like I probably ain't stepped into the game, you know, once until SIDE popped off. You know what I'm saying? And when that shit went down, then it was like, you know, they was just looking for more men to fill out the nation. But that's way down the line, though. You know what I'm saying? That's like 1996. We talking about the 80s. You know, I'm talking about building this shit from the ground up. You know what I mean? And me and King was tight, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, once that wrestling, got involved in, you know what I'm saying, we started to have, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of beef. Is that right? It's like, yeah, man, like, we used to pretty much, I mean, once that started, and, I started getting a little money in my pocket, and it wasn't like I was starting to, let fame or nothing go to my head. It was just, I just started to see life different, and I felt like he was kind of staying on, kind of the street kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And I was, more so hanging around AVW, and he was the good guy back then. I used to love Anthony's. Okay, I still do though. Shout outs. Hayes. Yeah, and I just kind of liked his style. I kind of gravitated more towards his style, looking back in hindsight. I mean, of course, when you're going through it, you don't know that this what you that this is, what's happening. But when you're able to look back at it, you just kind of see, what you gravitated towards and the things that you was interested in at the time. And, I gravitated towards, AVW, and he was the good guy. We would, cheer him on, and I would always be in his corner anytime there was a tag team match or something. I was just on his side. And so, that caused like a lot of animosity between me and A-Man, at the time. A lot of animosity, dog. You know what I mean? And so, like, what people don't realize is that, what I'm saying, my dog King right here, he was so tight with AVW. And, if you tight with AVW, dog, like, you in there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna be the man. You know what I'm saying? And, truth being told, the way shit was back then, dog, like, niggas wasn't trying to pay attention to the 10, dog. You know what I'm saying? Truth being told.
Do you know what they say? Do you know what they say? attacks and sudden doubt. Now you're stranded in the cold with a knife in your back. Tell me, did you grow after all these years? Giving up control and buying into fear. Nights slip into mornings and days remain unchanged. 'Cause their mighty appetite will not be tamed. Do you care?
You know what I'm saying? Truth being told, niggas wasn't paying attention to the 10. You know what I'm saying? And as far as I'm concerned, AVW wanted the kid, you know what I'm saying, Ixnay. Because I represent everything that was bad. And back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying, bad really meant bad. You know what I'm saying? And I exemplified that, nigga. I was like the motherfucking Antichrist or some shit, dog. Like, I was just everything that, you know what I'm saying? I was completely in your face, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck, spit in your face, slap your mama, and do every disrespectful fucking thing I can to get my point across. Breaking in houses, stealing cars, you know what I'm saying? Doing motherfucking all kinds of dope, selling dope, you know what I mean? Bad. Everything that was considerably bad, dog. So anyways, push gun to shove. Like I said, I feel like they wanted the 10 out the window, dog.
Were they successful with that? I mean, because I never understood exactly like how like the Amen Nation, you know, kind of just like. Well, you were in the Amen Nation back then, but you know, you kind of just ceased to exist. And it's like the history in between 1990, I want to say, and you know, after that big '80s boom, once you know, AVW's idea for WWE or WWF first started, and you guys took off
Right out.
then like how did it evolve? Like what happened in those primitive years? Like once the West Coast was starting to develop.
The shit ain't slow down, dog. The shit was just different. You know what I'm saying? It just changed, bro. It was like, it was just like, I don't know, like we just started adding more people because the bottom line is the whole thing was like Saturday mornings, wrestling used to come on. That was the shit for years and years and years, bro. You know what I'm saying? From the time we started watching wrestling back in the 80s, all the way to like, I don't know, maybe in the mid 90s or late 90s somewhere. Saturday morning wrestling. That was always the shit. You know what I'm saying? And we've been doing that shit since the beginning. So if wrestling was on, we was in that wrestling. You know what I mean? And that's how it was. It was tag team matches and shit. Niggas be standing behind the couch. You know what I'm saying? You know, then throw the little two pillows in there. Just imagine that the two pillows fighting. They ain't doing shit but just laying across each other. Then he get in there, drag the motherfucking pillow, slap the pillow. Oh, it's my turn. Now I'm gonna beat up the motherfucking pillow. That's what was really going on. But they had tag team matches. You know
What's up, Crazy
man? Red Dot. And you know what I mean? Whatever. That's just pretty much, you know, how shit was going down during the time. You know what I mean? And it's like Baby had mentioned, you know what I'm saying? They had brought in people like Roddy Piper. They brought in Jimmy Hart, Hillbilly Jim, Nikolai Volkov. You know what I'm saying? All of them niggas died. And, you know, during different, you know, time periods. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like this was just like back to back because niggas was po, dog. You know what I'm saying? So this a po-ass company and we can only work with what we can work with. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why we didn't have Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Because they had a Hulk Hogan to us. Yeah, dog. It was hard. But we had finally got one. Remember that shit? We had got a motherfucking Hulk Hogan to it. That motherfucker, he changed the whole landscape. One time he had Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and Ultimate Warriors, and he was happy. That was like in 1990s or 1991s. Now in 1990 he had that little ugly ass Ultimate Warrior tour with the green drives, and then in 1991 he had got the one with the, or 1992 dog. It was 92, and he had the white drives with the little paint on it. That bit was hard. I liked it.
It's just weird though. I mean, like you you talked about the beef between King Kong and A-Man. I mean, did that sustain itself, or did it ever get worked out? Yeah, I mean, over time, I mean, it's like I said, we established, man. It's like we said, man. AVW, if you close to him, man, you're gonna get took care of, and eventually, things just start to, it was what it was as far as that wrestling. What A-Man was saying, you know what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it got to a point where it was just about the WWF guys. You know what I'm saying, and size, it ceased to be, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying. They wasn't like we wasn't a part of it no more, or they wasn't a part of it because I wasn't ever a part of it at that time. I was just the kids. Yeah, exactly. She didn't know how old she was, but she was growing. Shut up! If one more y'all say that, I'm gonna slap you in the mouth. You just playing with your dad. I know. Hey man, looks what? A booties. Anyways, though, man. What I was saying was, it became all about the WWF guys, and once it was that time, we got that wrestling ring, and this is the first time, that we ever got a ring, because prior to that we used to have to build our own rings, you know what I'm saying, and out of shoestrings or whatever it may be, we'll go outside sometimes, put like some sticks in the ground and put a shoestring around it, and imagine that was our ring. Whatever we have to do to get creative, but once we finally got an official one, that's when it was on, and so everybody had a stage to get their shit in on, and a lot of shit used to go down in the ring, and I think that AVW felt like he had the victory by bringing me in as an announcer, as far as over A-Man, he's like he the man, and can't nothing stop that. And back then, I mean, it was great programming. I mean, I can't sit up here and tell you, this battle or that battle or nothing like that, but it was a great program. I was always happy to be an announcer with AVW, and I announced with him for several years, and then it got to some point where he just started to feel like it needed it needed something different. It needed a different feel, and so he brought in 10, and he decided that he'll be good for the announce team. And how'd you feel about that, 10? Like once you started to be an announcer, because I mean, here's AVW. He kind of made sure that you were X-Nade, and now he's asking you to return as an announcer too, not as a wrestler.
I mean, the whole thing was though is ain't never like I was out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? So like, what I'm saying? Like I was always around, and I was on it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no problem doing that shit. I jumped in that bitch, and what I'm saying? I did my thing, and he wanted a heel announcer is what it was, King. You know what I'm saying? He wanted a heel announcer. You know what I'm saying? And so that it's like that kind of a little bit kind of added fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying, as far as our relationship, because he, what I'm saying, he took King Kong, what I'm saying, off the announcer and brought me, what I'm saying. I felt like, what I'm saying, King, what I'm saying, had a little animosity, which we done talked about and shit, what I'm saying. We done squad the whole shit out, obviously. But at the time, I felt like, what I'm saying, there was a little animosity, what I'm saying, because I was the man sitting next to the man now. And at the end of the day, what I'm saying, I mean, it's a job that had to be done, you know what I'm saying? And I did my job. He wasn't the bad guy. Now, King Kong wasn't the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I was the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? So they put me in that spot. hmm And so, like, what year would you say that you like what that got established as you being the announcer? It's kind of hard to say that. I want to say like mid-90s and shit. You know what I'm saying? I picked up the mic and started, getting on the microphone. And like backstage, like as far as XTV, or the sides, and the way things developed, like how did that go? Well, really, that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas just knew us as the 8-Man Nation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or I should say, nah, we weren't called that yet. We weren't called that yet. But niggas just knew who we was, though. You know what I'm saying? They ain't called us the Nation just yet. But it was like we was the Nation. You know what I'm saying? Because we was always together. You know what I mean? And we was still on our bad shit. I know I was. I was a badass nigga. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We still roll hard together. You know what I mean? And me and King Kong, you know what I'm saying, around about 95, we kind of reconciled our differences. You know what I'm saying? And we, you know what I'm saying, we started talking about things, Yosi was getting a little bit older and shit. You know what I'm saying? Started feeling myself a little bit too much. Okay. For real, she had to, you know what I'm saying, growing up quick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she was just like, she was fast. She just knew a lot, you know what I'm saying, for her young ass age, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it's because of all the shit that she's seen, you know what I'm saying, on the streets and that day-to-day lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Shit was crazy, dog. I mean, I wish I could give you a video or a film to show you this, you know what I'm saying, the shit that happened. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, can't do that shit. So yeah, dog. You know what I'm saying? We kind of just reconciled our differences, you know what I'm saying? I was still doing my thing on the announcer, and, we was just talking, and I was just like, "Dad, it'd be crazy as fuck if, you know what I'm saying, if we took that shit over." You know what I'm saying? We just talked about it, and it was just crazy, and I was like, man, we just need some more people. We just need some more people. You know what I mean? And King Kong, you know what I'm saying, he was always down for that shit. He was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was about that shit. Because he started not to like AVW. Because AVW just took that man's job, you know what I'm saying? He taking food out that man's mouth, dog. What you expect? You know what I mean? Just took him off job. Oh, I don't want you. I want 10. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you ain't got no job security. You just fired. Thanks for your contributions. Anyways, so he was about it. Yosa was about it, you know what I'm saying? Because she was about anything that we was about, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we just need more people. You know what I mean? And so, like, slowly but surely, I just started getting affiliated with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if it be enough of us, we could take this motherfucker over. You know what I mean? So, that's when I, you know what I'm saying? I met up with my nigga Johnny Polo. You know what I'm saying? Cause we were going to the same school around the time. And then Johnny Polo had linked me up with, you know what I'm saying, niggas from his clique. And who were those people? Man, shit, niggas like Mike and them, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know him, yeah, Alfred, shit, Bootsy, you know, I mean, because once it got to the point where, AVW or whatever got to the 6th grade, you know what I'm saying, in 96, then, that's when shit got on and popping. And that's when this genius right here decided to make his move. This shit right here is what shocked the world, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I joined the 8-Man Nation, you know what I'm saying? Just through my contributions, I was like just the link, you know what I'm saying, to take them from just being, you know what I'm saying, this trio, you know what I'm saying, to being like a full force. So that was my role, you know what I'm saying? And he used to go out with Bootsy too. So that was his girlfriend. Oh yeah, that was my girl. You know what I'm saying? And she knew all of them. You know what I'm saying? Mike, Love It, Andy. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas that, y'all don't know, but some niggas that's still tight, to this day. But they just chose, a certain few of them, or AVW just chose a certain few of them to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of it once it all went down. Hold on, let me tell the story now. Let me tell the story. You jumping ahead. Yeah, my bad. So anyways, what ended up happening was, where I left off at. Oh, yeah. We was plotting and planning and shit. And then what happened was, AVW, like he's still doing wrestling. It's probably like, 1995 going into 1996. We seeing the shit that WCW doing. You know what I'm saying? And WWF. Everybody watch wrestling. Like I said, Saturday morning wrestling. You know what I mean? Then NWO hit. Down. That was the first sign right there. That was it. That was it right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like 96. King Kong, like, you know what I'm saying? I talked to King Kong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, you see this shit, dog? Hulk Hogan just turned to a fucking heel, dog. Do you see this shit? Wrestling, this shit, I'm telling you, we can take this shit over. You know what I'm saying? He bought it, dog. We got the manpower now, what? Kind of, sort of, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, all them niggas weren't wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? But we just needed a force, you know what I'm saying? So, push kind of shoved out. A whole nother year go by. APW still doing this thing. And matter of fact, shit finna change. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was on board, but what it was it's just that, like, we was just looking for the right moment to strike. It was like we gotta hit when we gotta strike while the iron's hot, because it was doing something hot. But you know what I'm saying? We just kept on watching, just like when the stock market. You know what I'm saying? He knew that. 10 that is. He knew that if you just watch, it's certain peak moments. And so, he always had his ear to the street. He was a wise dude. He knew he was wise enough to make that move when he made it. Yeah, I appreciate that. But, so, it hit. We find out that motherfucking AVW trying to take this thing to a whole new season, right? Shit finna change, bro. Shit finna completely change. It's finna go from toys to motherfucking nah. That ain't how it happened. So AVW just mows in the line. Do. Ah man, I just playing wrestling. I'm having fun with my little toys. I found out it's gonna be a Royal Rumble, dog. Peak game now. It's finna be a Royal Rumble. This nigga gonna use up all his men. This shit a shoot. You know what I'm saying? This a shoot Rumble, dog. To declare the champion. I don't even know why I wasn't no champion. I don't know why I was vacated. And, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know he was gonna do it. Like I said, it's a shoot. So, boom. Everything go down. Bret Hart eliminated. Shawn Michaels eliminated. Oh, shit, damn. All these big stars eliminated. Down. I slide my ass up in that motherfucker. My motherfucking music hit. It was weak as fuck. Amen. Amen. Anyways, I ran up in that motherfucking rain, dog. Did my thing. Held it down. You know what I'm saying? What was stupid about what I did was I had to motherfucking, like, actually fight. You know what I'm saying? But it was a huge ass shot. And I was looking at the damn TV in the back like, damn, this shit fucking crazy. This nigga jumped into the ring like this. You gotta understand this ain't never happened before. Side ain't never been on WWF TV. You know what I'm saying? So when A-Man jumped into the ring as Big Bird, I don't know why he was in a Big Bird costume.
We still laughing about that shit to this day.
Why he was Big Bird? Okay. I was high out. I didn't know what to do. I was nervous.
So you just like just got up from there and I was jumped into a Big Bird costume and
okay. I said I was high, dog. Don't judge me, dog. But anyways, I threw like about 14 niggas over the ring and win. It was a shot. They didn't want me to have that motherfucking belt, dog. But shit, I was proud. I was gonna show these niggas like it's time. You know what I mean? And that it was at that moment that the A-Man Nation started. You know what I'm saying? I was in the ring at first. Ain't like everybody had came out to the ring. You know what I'm saying? But I had the championship belt. You know what I'm saying? And we started. It just changed from that point. You know what I'm saying? Like it stopped being with toys, dog, and it started being like with us. It went back to the old shit. It's like when I did that shit, I took it back. I made it not be them toys, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I made them look at us like, damn, amen. You know what I'm saying? Then I had my niggas with me. Yozy. You know what I'm saying? King Kong. I had my nigga Johnny Polo backing me up. everybody from the clique. I had Bird, motherfucking Mike, everybody, all us, dog. We was ready. You know what I mean? That's so cool. Like it's just like, you took SIDE back. You saved SIDE or sides. Like that's what SIDE was. You know what I'm saying? I made a statement that night. And a light bulb went off in that nigga head, and he was like, alright, dog, I'm gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna work with you. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be the man. You gonna be the star. You gonna be the number one dude. You the champion. You that dude. You the real world's champion. You know what I'm saying? Wear it proudly. Take off. He appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? But I was just trying to take over the shit. Now, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted it to be everything. He let me do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? He ain't try to fight me on it. So it was what it was. So you know what I'm saying? That's why in those first years in SIDE, all you seen was Amen Nation, Amen Nation, Amen Nation, Amen Nation. That's all you heard about. You know what I mean? You heard Yosie and that with her loud ass. Oh, you didn't know? Okay. You know what I'm saying? And Johnny Polo, the Young Age Outlaws. You know what I mean? That shit was a fucking hit. Which, of course, is a play from the New Age Outlaws, but you know what I'm saying? Who really give a fuck? That was a fun ass team. People sleep on that team. They don't really know about how good we was, but it's just because we was just so different. Yeah, I mean, some of the most fun I ever had, and plus we was both good as singles too. So you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? The shit was just like, a crazy ass dynamic in the long run. That is true. Like, here's this young girl, baby, and who's gonna stop her? She's surrounded by all these, monsters. I mean, you guys were like kicking ass and taking names. We used to get heat too, man. I mean, when that Amen Nation thing first started out, we got all kinds of crazy ass heat. Amen would get on the microphone and, he'll start out the show by saying like some crazy ass shit, and a lot of times we ain't even fight. The fight would still go on. Or I should say the show would still go on, and we wouldn't fight. But Amen would come out there and get on the microphone in the middle of these like WWF matches, and just cut these promos and get these huge ass reactions from the crowd and be saying, all kind of fucked up shit. Remember that time when we was in New York that time, and like, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers was like threatening us, and it was finna be this big ass fight. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, so I was so scared. Yeah, it was this crazy ass shindig. So Amen had said some fucked up shit on the microphone. You know what I'm saying? This nigga said some crazy ass shit on the mic. And then out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, like some niggas, we going back to the back, and like the crowd, they going crazy. They throwing shit, they throwing motherfucking sandwiches and hot dogs at us, like they fucking mad. You know what I'm saying? And like, we got Baby in the middle, and like she's jumping up and down. You know what I'm saying? She was so fucking loud. She shooting birds at them and shit. You know what I'm saying? We flicking them off, but we got like Yosa surrounded. We surrounded her. You know what I'm saying? Easy for me to say, so that she can't, get hit by none of this stuff. But we taking all kinds of hits, man. You know what I'm saying? I got hit with a fucking battery. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, King Kong got hit with a battery. You know what I'm saying? They cut his fucking ear. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it swiped his ear, and it sliced the back of his ear and shit. He had to go to the hospital. But so we finally make it to the back, and we think that we're clear. Security's leading us out to the back and everything. But little do we know, it's like this pack of guys, from the hood, I guess, some locals, and they just they followed us, and they smashed our car in. You know what I mean? And so we like, fuck, they smashed our car, and they start chasing us, and so we all make this huge break for it. And there's like, luckily there's like a company limo, and they're like trying to get us in there, and we're driving, we all get in there, we scourge off, then it becomes this crazy ass highway chase. That shit was crazy, dog. I'm like, damn, dog, they following us and shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, they on us, drive, nigga, drive. You know what I'm saying? And baby, you know what I'm saying? She was like, all like doing all that shit at first, dog. She started crying and shit. I was scared. She was doing all that shooting birds and shit at first, dog. When she seen that red shit, dog, she wasn't with it, dog. You know what I'm saying? That was like my first little taste. And then one time, in another city, we was in Detroit one time, and they started shooting at us. It was just like terrible. Tell that story. Same kind of deal, dog. Some niggas, you know what I'm saying? Nah, this was a situation where we was in the back, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, we was in Detroit, and, you know what I'm saying? We just up there, you know what I'm saying, doing our thing. So these little ladies come up to us, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? They niggas don't like that, you know what I mean? Because they fucking with me and King. You know what I mean? So, what ended up happening is we take they females, you know what I'm saying? And shit, you know what I'm saying? Like we just like we finna go off with them, and they say something to us, you know what I mean? So like we like, what then, dog? Your girls want to go with us, you know what I'm saying? They want to be with some real niggas, you know what I mean? So these niggas, you know what I'm saying, didn't really take too kindly to that shit, you know what I mean? And they wanted to fight. So we beat their ass. We beat the shit out their ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we beat their ass, Big King, slammed their ass. Motherfuckers ain't fucking with King, dog. Niggas ain't fucking with King back then. You know what I'm saying? These niggas stopped because they was like some big security guard ass niggas that they was gonna be able to fuck with us, dog. We fucked their ass up. We tore their ass up, you know what I mean? Polo coming in that bitch with some kicks and shit, you know what I'm saying? Kicked him in the head. I'm like, nah, chill out, dog. Watch yours. Watch yours. You know what I mean? So the girl's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, them type of niggas y'all was hanging with. So push kind of shove, we riding along, right? We finna go out to eat somewhere, you know what I'm saying? We finna celebrate, you know what I'm saying? And then knock off these hoes hopefully somewhere. Next thing I know, as we riding, you know what I'm saying, through the city, bop, 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 dog, the car getting shot at, dog. You know what I'm saying? 3 bullet holes in the back window. I'm like, dog, they shooting. You know what I'm saying? So we scurried off and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like luckily, you know what I'm saying, we was able to get the fuck out of that motherfucker. We had took a toll booth or some shit. We just drove, you know what I'm saying, and evaded the motherfuckers, but they started shooting at the 10, dog. For real. Just cause we had took their hoes and beat their ass. What happened was they had brought back some more niggas. You know what I mean? They had brought back some more niggas. And that shit was crazy. Crazy ass shit used to happen on the road, you know, because we used to just do all kind of just fucked up ass shit to people, you know. We used to do shit. A lot of that shit we did, you know, we had coming back to us. Yeah. These are just the most amazing stories. So, in us SIDE, like tell us about that. I mean, and just that experience as the Gay Man Nation and how it developed. Well, shit. You know, everything was organic, man. You know, shit. We had, you know, of course, Aman the champion, and you know he would cut these promos, man, and you know he would just say shit. I mean, we would all get on the mic and just say shit and just do anything to rile up the crowd. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and everybody will just take their turn. Aman will start, and then you know, then he'll pass the mic to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then, you know, I'll say what I have to say. And, you know, I had the Intercontinental Championship. That was another thing about us. We had, like, you know, all the gold. You know, A-Man was the heavyweight. I was the IC. Baby and Johnny Polo had the tag team. And then Baby probably had, like, the light heavyweight. And Johnny Polo had, like, what was the other title? You think about the hardcore title, but they ain't have it around that time, though. Yeah. But yeah, we all had a whole lot of championships, you know. But that was just the thing, and we'll pass the mic around, you know. And you know, at the time though, they used to love Yosi, you know what I'm saying? Like she would get cheered for. She was on our side, but you know what I'm saying, she still got cheered for. It's hard to boo somebody who, you know, does such cool moves. Thank you, Millennials. It's true though. I mean, it's just like, you know, if you're a heel, you know, you have to work like a heel. And you know, you guys, King Kong, and you know, Amen, you know, you guys know how to work as heels. But you know, Yosi, her style is so fascinating. I mean, you know,
and even back then, just the moves that you were pulling off. I mean, how did you come up with those moves? I used to watch Rey Mysterio's because around that times, wrestling was big on cruiserweights. And when I had seen those small people get in the rings, that's when I realized that I can do it too. So I was like, oh, okay. Because Rey Mysterio was real small. He was like the smallest wrestler I had ever seen. And I was like, oh, well, if he can do it, I can do it. Because I know that I'm tough. I know I can take hits. Because I used to get in fights all the time in schools with boys and girls. Just because I used to know how to provoke people just from watching them mans. And so that's how I used to do that. And then they wanted to make me and Johnny Polo a tag team. They just figured that I should have a tag team partner just to protect myself. But I wasn't really worried about that. I used to go out by myself anyways. Because I was like, child, I'm young, I'm grown, and I do whatever I want to do. Okay? Yeah, and I understood it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like they had problems with baby going out, and like she said, she would go out. I would manage her sometimes, but sometimes I'll just let her go out by herself because I mean I knew that she had it. I mean, and like she said, she was the light heavyweight champion. They didn't have a women's division, so she carried the light heavyweight championship, and she just wrestled up against people in her weight class. But not only that, but she wrestled and had other championships. Didn't you have other belts? I think I did. SIDE was so long ago, Charles. But I remember I do remember being a light heavyweight champion a lot of times, and then I had the tag teams. But like they ain't let me fight for the IC championships. I used to have that belts. I remember JP used to have that belts. Yeah, I had it a couple times. I mean, and that's the thing about us. Like, the A-Man Nation stayed with the belts. If King Kong ain't have the IC belt, I had the IC belt. A whole lot of the times. There was very few times that, any guys outside of the A-Man Nation, would be able to beat us. Yeah, I beat Rick Martel for that belt. That was a battle that we had going on, and during, in those first days, starting out in A-Man Nation, I really didn't know what my identity was. I didn't really know how to come across, in the ring, but I picked up a lot of stuff from Eddie Guerrero. I just seen him come into the ring one time, and just the way he looked at the crowd, in disgust. That helped me lock on and just tap into this mean side of me that I knew that I could bring out, but it had just never been triggered until I seen Eddie Guerrero. And then once that happened, man, I just became the meanest dude it was. You know what I mean? And I just ain't give a fuck. That shit, dog. But we had to expand, dog. I mean, niggas shooting at the car and shit. You know what I mean? Like the type of heat we would generate, both just from cutting promos on motherfuckers. That was just the beginning. I mean, what they talking about? Like once they started fighting and shit, that happened like later on. Once we got like sus and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why we had got sus. Because I was watching WWF and I seen Vince McMahon had Boss Man. I was like, yeah, we need something like that. We need an enforcer. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we had got Sussman. How did you get Victor Sussman, though? I mean, he's just a giant, huge monster, I mean, how did you get him to cooperate with you? Money, dog. It was all about the money, you know what I mean? And I was making money, dog. I had dope money. I had wrestling money. You know what I'm saying? I get it, dog. You know what I mean? So I was able to entice him. I paid him a nice check, and then, it got down to it where, you know what I'm saying, I got with Justin, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, we made money together too. So Justin won't tell you that shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's the truth, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want people to know that he was doing King Justin, and he was being, you know what I'm saying, this nigga over here being this nigga over there, you know what I'm saying? But Justin, you know what I'm saying, once he got an idea of like how to fucking manipulate the game, and how this shit worked, he was like, oh, I'm being a character, I'm be this character, I'm be that character. I'm like, nigga, if you be too many characters, you're gonna kill your gimmick, dad. You know what I'm saying? But he kept on doing this thing. I said, that shit gonna catch up to you one day. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna want to know. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna ask questions.
know what I'm saying? He was like, he just wanted to make money, and he was smart. I mean, look at him now, dog. You know what I'm saying? The biggest star. But, you know what I'm saying? That's just like, niggas can't do that shit, dog. He got lucky. You know what I'm saying? But because he was good enough. But you can't be multiple characters, dog. You know what I'm saying? That shit'll kill off your gimmick. So, you know what I'm saying? Eventually, he just chose one. He just chose himself. But we made a whole lot of money together because he was making his money, you know what I'm saying, doing all kind of other shit. And I got with him, and you know what I'm saying, we invested our money in people, you know what I'm saying, and we made money off of all kinds of ventures together, you know what I'm saying. And so he was the brains behind a whole lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, and that's why we brought him in, you know what I'm saying, because he knew how to talk, he knew how to get heat. And so that's just, yeah, you know what I'm saying. We got in a whole lot less fights when we would travel in packs like that, you know what I'm saying. And we had Sussman and myself and King Kong, you know what I'm saying, and Justin. I mean, we just looked like, dog, a hell of a faction. You couldn't fuck with us, dog. For real. Had little Yosie there, you know what I'm saying. You know, she just like a little firecracker. Feel me? It was just like good times, dog.
I mean, like you never hear these stories about the Amen Nation and like the way you guys rolled and traveled in packs.
Yeah, I mean, cause it was a development. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a development. It go way back to the '80s, dog, and you know, and then it just continued to grow and grow and grow. You know what I'm saying? Everybody played their role.
But I remember like there wasn't there like other members of the Amen Nation.
It was like Bootsy, you know what I'm saying, and all us. You know what I'm saying? You probably used to see Kimberly come in there. Bootsy and Kimberly come together. You know what I'm saying? Kimberly was Diamond Dallas Page's wife, the Diamond Doll, and she had teamed up with Bootsy. You know what I'm saying? They was a tag team. They was bad as fuck. They was a tag team champions at one time. You know what I'm saying? Shit got crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like we said, damn, fucking Amen Nation always had the belts. You know what I mean? We always had the belts. We always had all the money. Wow.
What else? What else happened in SIDE that people don't know
about? Let me think. We got Sis. I mean, you know, it was a little problems here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, never no problems over money. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know what I'm saying? You can say, I guess you could say, you know, it was different types of things going on in and around the nation, where some people, you know, stuck around, some people left, like Bootsy left, you know what I'm saying. Mike went on to do different things, Alfred went on to do different things, you know what I'm saying. They ain't never get in the ring and shit. They wasn't never competitors. But for the most part, I mean, you know what I'm saying, the niggas who you know, started it, you know what I'm saying, they pretty much stuck around.
I never understood the dynamic of how there was, you know, the Amen Nation, and then there was also the Flamindo Nation, but, you know, you guys were kind of like as one.
Oh, you talking about 90? Nah, I mean, 90 did his own thing, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, he was part of the clique, too.
Because that's my brothers. Exactly. So, like, it's like since we all hung around each other's, but, you know, but he was from the West Coast. So the West Coast had their own SIDE promotion too, because they had saw what we was doing on the East Coast, and that inspired them to do their own things. It's like hey man, he just really revolutionized everything, and that's what made that happen. So, and it was bad too. Oh my gosh, they was probably even badder than us, dog. You know what I'm saying? You can imagine the kind of stories that they got. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear 90 Shoots? Yeah, I heard it. I listen to all this shit, dog. I'm gonna be on this podcast. What up, 90? Wow. That's so real. Well, I guess that's a great way to wrap things up. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know you're all busy. This has been so cool, just getting with the original members of the Amen Nation, JP, King Kong, Yosi, and Amen. I wish I had more time with you guys, but we only got so much time in this office space. So one last question for all of you guys. What's your favorite match that you had in SIDE? Starting with you, Tim.
I always tell niggas, dog, the best match I ever had was against The Rock. You know what I'm saying? I think this was at Ring. Nah, it wasn't at Ring of Kings. It was at some pay-per-view that was like that. Yeah, dog. Me and The Rock, dog, we tore that shit up. I had some good matches with The Rock too.
But my favorite match I ever had was with Billy Gunn. It was a finisher only match, and I kept on cheating in that match because I kept on trying to get the referee to finish the match because I kept on doing moves and saying that was my finisher, and he was like, "Nah, man, that ain't your finisher. Your finisher the Kong Plunger." And I was like, "Nah, man, that's my finishing move. I changed my finishing move." And so, like, I had a whole lot of fun doing that. That was at a pay-per-view. I remember that King Kong. That was funny. Yeah. What about you, JP? I think probably my favorite match will probably be, I mean, there's so many of them because I had, so many singles and then the tag team matches with Yoshi. Let me think. I think that the ones that we did with the Outlaws, I think those were the good matches too. I had good matches with a lot of people too. It's hard to choose my favorite match, but in SIDEs, I'm gonna say my favorite match was. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blanks. Take your time. I want to say my favorite match was my favorite match was always those matches with the cruiserweights. Because a lot of times they used to have those fatal 4-way matches and 3-way matches, and we would just be flying all over the place. I mean, it was insanities. So yeah, like those matches were like Juventud and Rey Mysterio's. Like either one of those any matches with them really stand out to me because they really just brought me to a higher levels and made me step my game up. Awesome. Those are great matches, great picks. You guys have been great guests. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks a lot.
Appreciate you, Dad.
Bye-bye. All right, bros. There it is. My interview with the A-Man Nation. Wasn't that great, bros? I mean, just, seeing these guys, all these years later and, just talking about those memories. It was so crazy. Like, I never imagined that, they went through those types of things on the road. And just the different types of just the up and down relationships throughout the years. You just never hear about these stories, but you got it right here on the New Millennium podcast. We're in about 5 or 6 episodes deep, I think, and we're going to keep them coming to you. To me, I just think that each episode just continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just want to continue to bring even more. Coming up, I've got Tyro, the Dragon. I have to go back and sit with him again, and we're going to be talking about a whole lot of new developments coming up in XTV, and talk about some highs and lows in his career. So I've got that coming up. Looking forward to getting an interview with somebody from the West Coast. Hopefully, I can get with Todd Fu and Tez, bro. Sometime soon. Lots of cool guests coming up in the weeks to come. A lot of great surprises, as promised when I first launched this show. So keep your eyes on the on the horizon because there's definitely more coming up. And also stay tuned after this show for the boring ass news right after this. But until next time, this is Brian Millman with the No Millennium Podcast. This is Brian Millman with the No Millennium Podcast saying, peace out, bros. Boring ass news update. This is Ross. So the president-elect, Donald Trump, is now officially in office. The other day, he met with President Obama, and Obama hated to have to swear him in.
And most of all, I want to emphasize to you, Mr. President-elect, that we now are going to want to do everything we can to help you succeed, because if you succeed, then the country succeeds.
As usual, President Obama kept it real as he shunned off people trying to ask him questions.
Thank you, everybody. We are not going to be taking any questions. Thank you, guys. Thank you. This is a good rule. Don't answer the questions when they just start yelling at you.
Obama and President-elect Donald Trump seem to have positive ideas about the upcoming future.
The President-elect and I have some pretty significant differences. But remember, 8 years ago, President Bush and I had some pretty significant differences. But President Bush's team could not have been more professional or more gracious in making sure we had a smooth transition so that we could hit the ground running. I have instructed my team to follow the example that President Bush's team set 8 years ago and work as hard as we can to make sure that this is a successful transition for the President-elect. Because we are now all rooting for his success in uniting and leading the country. The peaceful transition of power is one of the hallmarks of our democracy.
For the Boring Gas News, this is Ross Ross.